morning. Good morning to all the students and whoever have joined over here, the BO madams and HM madams, and our respected honorable you sir, if you joined over there. So today we'll be starting our lecture of English. This is Sunita Gurav from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar English Medium UPA School, Varli. And today's my lecture is English. We'll be starting our English lecture with the new grammar topic, and that is the parts of speech. So let us see how it is. Uh, just I'm doing the screen sharing. Okay, we'll see the slide. Our today's main unit is grammar, and our topic is parts of speech. Okay. Now in parts of speech, there are total 8 parts of speech, children. But out of 8 parts of speech, we are not going to see all of them. We are going to see only two of them. That is conjunction and interjection. Okay. Our today's subtopic is conjunction and interjection. Okay. These are the last 2 parts of speech. Other you must be knowing noun, pronoun, adjective, verb. Okay, these four are changeable parts of speech, and there are four, that is adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. Okay, now noun, pronoun, adjective, and verb. These four are changeable parts of speech, children, and adverb, preposition, interjection, and conjunction. These are non-changeable, means they cannot be changed anywhere. Their place of work, means their functions, they remain the same in the this one sentences, and that is why they are unchangeable. Next, now see, as I've explained to you, children, here you can see there are four parts of speech. They are having the open class, and other four parts of speech they are having the closed class. Now in the open class, now in the open class, noun, verbs, adjective, and adverb, these are for open class. Open class means we can make change in them. For example, in noun words are changeable, children. For example, if I get a word good, okay, so good is a adjective. Okay, good is adjective. So what is the noun form of that word? Goodness. Okay, goodness. This is the noun form of that word. So see, good, better, best. Okay, these are the adjectives. So these are changeable, children. Okay, and those are coming under noun also. If you are going to say like that, you can take any other word. For example, this one, changeable. Now, changeable, the main word is change. Okay, change is a noun. Changeable. Now, here I have joined the word able, and that became changeable. So that was noun. So how they are changeable, you are understanding now how they are having the change. Noun, how they are changing, that you have seen now, right? Now we will take verb. Okay, I will take any of the word in the verb, any of the action word. For example, go. Okay, now by joining ing to go, that becomes going. Go, going. So in this way, that word changed. Go, going. Go, gone. Like that also it becomes. Go, went. Like that also it becomes. Means we can change the verbs in the past tense and in the future tense also. And that is why that is a changeable part of speech. Okay, verb is a changeable part of speech. Now, third part of speech, third type of part of speech is adjective. Now, I will take any of the word for adjective, for example, better. Now, better, this word is adjective. What is the main word of it? Its main word is good. Good, better, best. This can be done Also we can make it as goodness. So see, good is only single word, but we are changing that word into different forms of the adjectives, and that is why adjectives is a changeable part of speech. You can take any another word. Okay, you can take any other word. For example, bad. Okay, now bad is the original word, but what is its adjective? That is worse and worst. Okay, that is the changeable part of speech. That is why adjective is a changeable part of speech. And now adverb. Now, for example, adverb explains the word. Adverb explains the action word. It tells us something special, something more about verb. For example, go. If I say go, if I am adding another word to it, go slowly. So slowly becomes adverb. You must be knowing this all. Okay. Adverb go. So if I am joining slowly, go slowly. So it is explaining the action, how it is. So slowly, this is the adverb over here. Even I can say go fast. Okay. Fast. Go fast. I can say go smooth way. So in this way, adverbs also change inside the sentences. Whatever adverbs we want to put, we can put inside the sentences. And that is why adverb is also a changeable part of speech. Okay, children? Okay. Again, I'm going to tell you in short, open class. Open class, that is open class parts of speech, they are changeable. Noun, they change. For example, good, this is the adjective. And what is the noun form of that good? Goodness. You can take verb. Verb explains the actions, functions in the sentence. Suppose I will take any word that is go. By joining ing to it, go, going, go, gone, like that. So, verb also changes. We can use any form of the verb. And third is adjective. Adjective tells something more about the noun. So adjective is telling us the speciality, and it is telling something more us about the noun. You can take any word. For example, better. Better is adjective. But we can change that word into many forms. Like we can change that word into good. We can change that word into best. We can change that word into uh, this one better, good, goodness, best, like that. Or you can take word like pretty, pretty, prettier, prettiest. Pretty is the main word, but you can change that word into other forms also. And that is why that is a changeable part of speech. Now, adverb. Adverb explains us about the action which is happening inside the sentence. Adverb tells us more about the verb. Now, adverb also changes its form. For example, if I can say go slowly, I can also say go fast, go in a running speed, go smoothly. Like that also I can say. So see these changes of the words. Slowly, smoothly, okay, in a running speed, like that. So in this way, open class parts of speech, they change. That is why they are called as the open class. And now second one, that is the another class, that is a closed class. Closed means we cannot make any change inside them, children. We don't have any right to change their functions or their users inside the sentence. Now in that, first one is conjunction. Sorry, preposition. Preposition tells us the direction. Preposition tells us the direction inside the sentence. For example, if I say, I am sitting on the bench. I am sitting on the bench. So, on is a preposition over here. On is a preposition over here. And it is telling us the direction where I have sit. Now, second one is a conjunction. Now, in preposition, on. Okay, I cannot make any change. If I take another sentence, the dog is sitting under the uh, chair. The dog is sitting under the chair. So here the word under is a preposition. So I cannot make any change. I cannot make any change in preposition. Now second one is a conjunction. Now conjunction, in conjunction also I cannot make any of the change. For example, this is a word that joins the two sentences or two words. For example, I ate dahi and rice. I ate dahi and rice or curd or rice. Now curd and rice. Now here and. This word is not changeable, children. It is going to remain as it is. It is totally going to remain as it is. Now determiner and auxiliary. Now there are other two parts of speech: preposition, conjunction, intersection. These are also determiners and auxiliaries. These are also unchangeable, children. For example, if from my mouth any of the expression comes out, if suppose I saw the snake in front of me, then if I'll say, oh, I've seen, I will become very, very frightened. And as I'll become very, very frightened, I'll become very, very scared. Whatever expression will come out of my mouth, that is not going to change, children. That will be as it is. If suppose I'm in a happy mood, so from my mouth, the expression like hooray, like that expression will come out. And that expression is unchangeable. That is not going to change any time. And that is why this closed class, this closed class part of speech is not going to change its function inside the sentence. Okay? Now we will see our today's main topic, that is conjunction and intersection. Okay. We'll see at first conjunction, children. Next. Okay. So now what is conjunction? A conjunction is a word that joins words or word groups together. Some examples of conjunctions are and, but, or, nor, although, yet, so, either, and also. See, there is the example down given. So, what is conjunction? First of all, I will tell you. Conjunction is a word that joins word or groups of words. Also, it joins two sentences together. Okay, any two words you can take. For example, bat and ball. Okay, I will give you example of each one sentence. Bat and ball. Now for bird, I will give example. She wanted to go to village, but she wanted to go to village, but she forgot to buy a ticket. Now see, here but, this is joining two sentences. Okay, next, or. Either I would like to go to Pune or to Delhi. See my sentence, children. Either I would like to go to Pune or to Delhi. Now here, or, this word is joining the two sentences, either or. Okay, these two sentences are joining. Now nor. Neither you are a good listener nor a good speaker. See the sentence, children. See my sentence formation. Neither you are a good listener nor a good speaker. Now, neither nor. These two words, their, their functions cannot be changed. They will remain as it is in the sentence, and they are also joining the sentences. Because of them, the sentence meaning is changing. Okay? Although, although. Now I will tell a sentence. Uh, although they were 50, they look so young. See the sentence. Although they were 50, okay, instead of they, I prefer to use he here. Okay. Although he was 50, he looked so young. See here, although. This word is used at first, but this word is this one, attaching two sentences together. Now another word is yet. Okay. I was sleeping. I was sleeping, yet I had to do so many household chores. Means I was doing the action of sleeping, and my other works are remaining to do. That this word is giving the meaning to that sentence, and it is changing. Now there is another word, that is so. This sentence also joins two sentences. For example, I wanted to look beautiful. I wanted to look beautiful, so I went to the beauty parlor. See the sentence, children. I wanted to look beautiful, so I went to the beauty parlor. See the sentence and see the word so. This word is joining the two sentences together. Now there is word either. Either you eat cake or coffee. Drink coffee. Either you eat either you eat cake or drink coffee. Now here the word either, that is joining the two sentences together. And now last one is also. We also want to go with him. Okay. I and my mother also, or I can also change the sentence like that. Myself and my mother went to the village. Myself and my mother also went to the village. So in this way also I can form my sentence. And in this way, these words are joining the two sentences or the two words together. You can see there the sentence, we ate pizza and drank pop for drink. Now next one, conjunction. Now we have seen how the words are joining. Okay, how the conjunction words are joining two sentences or two words together. Conjunctions connect words or groups of words and show how the words are related. There are three kinds of conjunction, children. Now we are going to see three kinds of conjunctions over there. These three kinds are coordinating conjunction, correlative conjunction, and subordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction, they coordinate inside the sentence, children. They play the function of coordination. Okay, they coordinate in between the sentences and give meaning to the sentences. Correlative. Okay, they relate the two sentences. They are they uh, uh, play the function of correlation. They correlate two sentences together. And subordinate, it means that one sentence is main sentence and another sentence is sub sentence. Such conjunctions, okay, join these two sentences, main sentence and sub sentence together, and they give meaning to sub sentence. Okay, next, now we'll see in detail all the three types. The first type that I had told you people is coordinating conjunction. Whichever conjunctions I explained to you people now, children, from that, the first one is coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions link similar words or word groups. There are seven coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. These are the coordinating, means they coordinate in the sentence. I will give you example of one of it, okay, of every word. Before that, we will read what is this. Use this mnemonic to help you remember the seven coordinating conjunctions: for, and, not, but, or, yet, so. What have they done, children? They have taken the first letter of each of the conjunctive word and they have made it like how you are doing the rainbows. Okay, in rainbows there are total seven colors, but you are using its short form. In the same way, here the short form of the seven conjunctive words is used, and that short form is fanboys. Now, for. I will tell you a sentence regarding for. Sometimes in the sentence, for is used for telling the reason. Okay, students? Sometimes in any sentence, the word for can be used for for telling reason, for indicating reason. For example, I will give you example. I studied a lot for appearing in the exam. See the sentence, children. I studied a lot for appearing in the exam. Now here, I can use over here another word instead of for. But for is used over here for telling reason, for indicating reason. I studied more because I wanted to appear for the exam. Now another word, that is and. You can go with Malti and Mohan. You can go with Malti and Mohan. See here and. Okay, that is coordinating. Means that is taking both of the people together. Here Malti and Mohan. These two students or these two people, that word is taking together. Third is nor. Neither you are a good listener nor a good speaker. Now here neither nor. These two words maximum times come with the pair and they function as coordinating conjunction. Here the words neither and nor, they are coordinating the sentence, children. Because neither you are a good listener. This is the one sentence. Nor a good speaker. That is another sentence. We are joining these two words. We are joining these two sentences. Okay. And that coordination is done by these words. Fourth word is but. She wanted to go to village but forgot to buy a ticket. She wanted to go to village but forgot to buy a ticket. Now but this is a coordinating conjunction that is joining, that is coordinate, that is doing the function of coordination in this sentence. Now or. I will prefer to go by taxi or by bus. See the sentence, children. What is my sentence? I will prefer to go by taxi or by bus. Now here or, this word is doing the function of coordination and it is joining the two sentences. Now yet, I forgot, I forgot to go to gym as yet so many works are remaining to do. I forgot to go to gym. I forgot to go to gym and yet so many functions, so many household chores are remaining to do. Now last one is so. As I've given you already the example of word so, I prepared a lot for the exam so that I can appear for the exam. I studied a lot. See another sentence like that only. I studied a lot so that I can go for the exam. I can appear for the exam. Okay, students. So, for these coordinating conjunctions, as told earlier, you can use the short form that is fanboys for and nor but or yet so. Okay, next. Now, next type of conjunction, as I told you earlier, is a correlative conjunction. Why are they called as correlative, children? Because they play the function of correlation. They correlate two sentences together. It will not happen any time that you are using only one word and you are joining. Okay, when you are joining two sentences together with correlative conjunction, you always have to use these two words together. Otherwise, that sentence will not have any meaning. That is why they are correlative. Okay, again I will tell you, correlative conjunction, as the name is indicating, they are called as correlative because they correlate two sentences together and they are always used in pair. Means they are always used togetherly. You cannot use them single in a sentence. If you will use them single, then that sentence will not have any meaning. Okay, now I am reading. Correlative conjunction also links similar words or word groups, but they are always used in pairs. Here are the correlative conjunctions. Both and, either or, neither nor, not only but also, whether or. Now see, I am telling you the sentences of each one. Okay? both and. Soham and Mohan. Soham and Mohan both went to the temple. Sohan and Mohan both went to the temple. See the sentence of the first correlative conjunction. Both and. Okay? Soham and Mohan both went to the village. See, I have used these words, both the words in the sentence. Now, second one, either or. Either I will go by bus or by train. Either I will go by bus or by train. Now here either or, these two words, they are together. Okay, they are togetherly used in a sentence. They cannot be used single. They are used togetherly in a sentence. Now third one, neither nor. Neither you are a good speaker nor a good listener. Neither you are a good speaker nor a good listener. Now neither and nor. These two words are joined togetherly. They are always used togetherly, children. They are not used single anytime. You cannot use only neither in a sentence, or you cannot use nor in a sentence directly. You will have to use both the words togetherly. Now, fourth one, not only but also. I will tell you a sentence regarding this. She was not only beautiful but also gorgeous. See the sentence. She was not only beautiful but also gorgeous. A man in the garden, a man in the garden not only did exercise but also played with the children. See the sentence. A man in the garden not only did the exercise but played with the children. But also played with the children. And now, last one, whether or. Whether you like tea or coffee. See my question, children. Whether you like tea or coffee. Okay. Sometimes, children, we can use these two words differently. Whether and or. Okay. These two words we can use differently. Maximum times when we want to form a verbal question. Okay. Maximum times when we want to form a verbal question, for that purpose we are using whether. Okay. Whether you will teach to the 7th standard, whether you will go to the village, whether you will study French, whether you will like to wear a kurti and pajama. See the sentences, children. See the questions that I have formed by using the word whether. And now or. I will eat cake or drink coffee. See the sentence. As I told you, these two words we can use differently in a sentences. Now, you can do exercise or can walk. You can do exercise or can walk. See here or. Okay. So in this way, these correlative conjunctions function. They do the function of correlation inside the sentence. They correlate two words or two word groups or two sentences together, and they are always used in pairs, children. Exceptional, whether, or. Okay, these are the exceptions. Next, we'll see the third type of conjunction, children. Okay, this is the third type. As I have told you earlier, as explained to you earlier, that is subordinating conjunction. As the word is denoting, children, subordinate means there are two sentences together. Okay, in subordinating conjunctive sentences, there are two sentences together. One is a main sentence and another is a sub sentence of it. Okay, maximum times, or it is also called as a clause. Okay, when we have two sentences together and those two sentences are depending upon each other, they are called as the clauses also. So I am reading over here. Subordinating conjunctions link an independent clause, that is complete sentence, to a dependent clause, that is fragment. Fragment means incomplete sentence. Here are the most often used subordinating conjunctions. Now I will tell you one thing, children, what is the speciality of these sentences? One is a complete sentence and another is a incomplete sentence. Okay? And they are joined by the conjunctive words. Such conjunctive words are called as the subordinating conjunction. Okay? Now, there are the following words that come under subordinating conjunction. First word is after. After I will bath, sorry, after I bath, I will go to the temple. After I've taken my bath, I will go to the temple. See this word. After I've taken bath, I will go to the temple. Okay? This word can be used in between of the sentence also. Now second one, as if. She pretended as if she were Queen Victoria. See the sentence, children. She pretended to be a queen as if she were Queen Victoria. Third word, as though. As I wanted to go to Dadar, sorry, though I wanted to go to Dadar, though I wanted to go to Dadar, I did not buy ticket as I was having my pass. See the sentence, children. Though I wanted to go to Dadar, I did not buy ticket as I was having my pass, monthly pass. See the sentence, children. Okay, these are our daily life sentences. Okay, so I think that they are not that much difficult to understand. Students will go ahead. Conjunction. Now, once again, we will see conjunction is a word that joins words or word groups together. Some example of conjunctions are and, but, or, nor, although, yet, so, either, and also. Now, there is a sentence over here given. Irene loves to swim and play at the beach. What is the conjunction in this sentence? Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell? Irene loves Irene loves to swim and play at the beach.
Teacher,
Yes.
a conjunction is a word that joins words or word groups together.
Yeah. But in this sentence, which is the conjunction? Can you tell?
At.
Irene loves
So,
and. Correct. Okay. Now we'll
and
go further.
The conjunction.
And is the conjunction. We'll go further, students. Okay. So what is the to conclude regarding conjunction? Conjunction is a word that joins two words and two sentences together. Okay. Now great and is a conjunction in this sentence because it connects two word groups. Irene loves to swim and play at the beach. The word and is written in capital. So that is the answer. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.